Goodness. Ram Madhava Kunja Vihari Narada Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopijana Vallabha Jivalhari Gopijana Vallabha Jivalhari Madhava Kunja Vihari Madhava Kunjabihari Vijayanabhatalabha Jivaldhari Vijayanabhatalabha Jivaldhari Aishwaryanandana Bhajanaranjana Aishwaryanandana Bhajanaranjana Tira Manachari Tira Manachari Radha Madhava Kunjabihari Radha Madhava Kunjabihari Gopijana Vallabha Banhari Gopijana Vallabha Banhari Shodanandana Bhajanarandana Shodanandana Bhajanarandana Tiramun Chali Tiramun Chali Madhava Madhava Kunjabihari Radha Madhava Kunjabihari Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Canto 3, Chapter 4, Text 35. Atmanam cha Kurusheshta Krishnena Manasa Ikshitam Dhyayan Gate Bhagavate Viroda Brahmavivalaha. Atmanam cha Kurusheshta Krishnena Manasa Ikshitam Dhyayan Gate Bhagavate Rora Prema Vibala Atmanam Chakuru Shrestha Krishnena Manasekshitam Dhyayan Gate Bhagavate Rora Prema Vibala Atmanam Chakuru Shrestha Krishnena Manasekshitam Dhyayan Gate Bhagavate Rodha Prema Vipalaha.
Atmanang Chakuru Sreshta Krishnena Manashekshitam Dayan Gite Bhagavate Roda Prema Vivala.
Atmanam Chakru Shrestha Krishnena Manashekshitam Dhyayan Gate Bhagavate Ruroda Prema Vivalaha.
Atmanam Chakurukshreshtha Krishnena Manasekshitam Dhyayan Gate Bhagavate Ruroda Prema Vihvalaha.
Atmanam Sakuru Shrestha Krishna Manasekshitam Dhyanagate Bhagavate Rurodha Prema Vivalaha.
Atmanam Chakru Shrestha Krishnena Manasekshitam Dhyayan Gate Bhagavate Ruroda Prema Vivalaha.
Atmanam Chakuru Sistra Vishnaya Manasheshitam Dayamam Gate Bhagavate Rahuda Prema Vivala
Atmanam cha kuru shreshta. Krishnena manasekshitam. Dhyayangate bhagavate. Ruroda prema vivalaha.
Atmanam chakuru shrestha Krishnena manashishtitam Dayayan gate bhagavate Ruroda prema vidvalaha.
Atmanam, himself. Cha, also. Kurushreshta, O best amongst the Kurus. Krishnena, by Krishna. Anasa, by the mind. Ikshitam, remembered. Dhyayan, thus thinking of. Gate, having gone. Bhagavate, of the devotee. Ruroda, cried loudly. Prema vibalaha, overwhelmed by the ecstasy of love. Translation. Understanding that he was remembered by Lord Krishna while quitting this world, Vidura began to cry loudly, overwhelmed by the ecstasy of love. We can read the purport.
Vidura was overwhelmed by the ecstasy of love when he understood that Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, thought of him at the last moment. Although he thought of himself as insignificant, he was remembered by the Lord by his causeless mercy. Vidura accepted this as a great favor, and thus he cried. This crying is the last word in the progressive path of devotional service. One who can cry for the Lord in love is certainly successful in the line of devotional service.
There's different types of emotions that we have in the material world, but they all stem from the transcendental emotions that are in the spiritual world, experience between Krishna and his devotees. The spiritual world, everyone's a devotee. There's no opponents to Krishna there. Everyone is favorable and in agreement with the Lord. Just like someone likes his family to be near him and stay with him because they share common appreciation. They like the same things. And generally, they like the things that the senior person, such as the father or the grandfather of the family, what he likes. They are following in his footsteps naturally. And if they don't like the things that he likes, then they may go away, they may go somewhere else. That chance is always given to living entities. if they're not in agreement with the Lord the way He has things arranged, then they're free to go off and try to find another situation in the material world. Because it's not surprising that the Lord would not want persons who are spoiling the occasion for all the other members. He wouldn't like to have those persons there creating disturbances. So he makes another arrangement for them. All right, if you're not pleased by how we conduct our things here, then you can go elsewhere. That's your choice. So Krishna gives that opportunity to all living entities. Tejasi Tathakaro, after explaining the entire Bhagavad Gita, he asks Arjuna. So now everything's been explained to you. I've explained everything to you. Consider carefully and then do what you wish to do. That freedom, free will is always granted to the living entities. They can choose to go against the Lord's plan as long as they like. And similarly, they can change and come back as soon as they like. Even like a person who's in prison, and sometimes they're very angry at the turn of events that caused them to be arrested, and now they've gotten sentenced in prison and they're unhappy. So they have a kind of angry mood. They can make, but if they at any point realize how they had been so ungrateful and so unkind, and that how much their loving friends and parents have tried to help them, but all they did was go against them. So that they realize that. And then if they find out that the father has passed away, and at the last stage of his passing away, he wanted to give a message to his son that's been serving prison. And he says some very beautiful words, how he's always thinking of him, and he's sorry if he hasn't been able to please him, but et cetera, et cetera. But then the son, the criminal, they have a complete change of heart. And of course, this is not a change of heart for Vidura, but it's an expression of his heart that not everyone was privileged to experience, to see that. How he just broke down, loudly crying, not controlling himself at all, impossible to control. How much the devotee loves the Lord, how much the son loves the father, how much the parents love the son, how much are these relationships, how much emotion is there, love. On the spiritual platform, there's no limit. Because Krishna, being the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is capable of delivering unlimited love upon the devotees, upon his parts and parcels. And similarly, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he's able to receive all the love that the devotees can offer to him and express to him. Therefore, the relationship cannot be equaled by any other, because other relationships are not eternal. In this world, we don't have eternal relationships with our friends and relatives for some time, and then something else. One's karma changes. But with Krishna, on the spiritual platform, there can be unlimited, eternal relationship. Just imagine if you had some of us when we were young, we had a good friend. I remember I had a little friend, and we used to play together all the time, but then we moved apart. Somehow or other we were separated. And of course, the fondness is still there, but out of sight, out of mind. So you can think how nice that friendship would have been if you could have continued it on and on through so many different things. And sometimes their friendship changes, they get different tastes. But all these experiences are there in the spiritual realm. And that's what we're all really looking for. Even the scientist who claims to be an atheist, he thinks he's not looking for any God. But actually, he is, because God is the origin of everything. All the things he's looking for, God is that person. Why does it all make sense? How do you make sense of the universe? How could these types of things take? How can your brain or intelligence could do this? And what's the goal of life? He doesn't know. The poor atheist, he doesn't know what the goal of life is. He thinks, oh, life is just, everything's useless, everything has no meaning, no value. Because how can there be any value if everything's just made of dead molecules, inanimate objects? How can there be any kind of meaning or love? In fact, he's a bit of a hypocrite. He tells his wife that he loves her. How can she believe him? She says, you say you love me, but you say I'm just chemicals. So how can you, chemicals, love me, chemicals? What kind of love is that? What type of love does one chemical have for another chemical? So you're just cheating me, you and your love. And why do you keep your child's picture on your desk? You don't believe that there's any such thing as love, because again, how can there be love between things that are inanimate, have no emotions? So anyway, his life is really kind of bewildering to everyone. And that's why the world is in such a chaotic situation, because the leaders have become atheists. And so everything is difficult and doesn't make any sense. And so everyone's going in the wrong direction. So if there's any questions, we can discuss them.
Why is it that we go against the Lord's plan?
So Maharaj was discussing how he told Arjuna to consider carefully and then do what you wish to do. So that's pretty much as simple as it is that it's our decision. There's also another verse in the Bhagavad Gita where Arjuna asked Krishna why he is impelled to sinful acts even though he knows better. And then he says it's lust only. So it's because we're just we have an improper desire. That's why Prabhupada oftentimes refers to this materialistic mentality. It's a type of a disease. It's not healthy. It's not healthy condition. Prabhupada uses that phrase too. It's an unhealthy condition. And it's not logical, like Maharaj was discussing. It's not logical to do something or to desire something which is actually contrary to our self-interest. Does that make sense? But we do that. We do that. So Krishna's saying, don't do that. But if you want to, it's up to you. He says instead, love me. But do what you wish to do. Is that okay?
Hello. So when it comes to like loving another person, or like a parent or a brother or something like that, or even just another person, how do I see that in light of Krishna consciousness, not being the enjoyer, or is it, can I still have, can it still be like a personal love between one individual and another individual, or does it have to be well, I see this person, I don't know how to think about that. Like, can you help me out with thinking about that?
So this is the kind of within the question, there's the answer. When we have some knowledge, then we can see where a little change of consciousness can be of benefit. So right now, in general, we're thinking my personal relationships are with the people that have the same body that I have. Like, that person's body, that was the body I came out of. So that relationship is personal. That's because we're thinking we are the body. But actually, a real personal relationship means our spiritual body. So that relationship doesn't exist without Krishna in the picture. Because that spiritual body is fully manifest and enlivened and active. That's who we are. We are an eternal spiritual person with an eternal form. And that's our that's our self. That's our real self. That form is manifest in the spiritual world, and Krishna is the center of that world. So what's interesting is that the devotee with knowledge of his relationship with Krishna and the need, that knowledge gives birth to service. Because if we know I'm Krishna's eternal servant, and Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then what's the conclusion of that information is to serve Krishna. And you also know, we also learned that though I'm thinking that this person has a body which is related to my body, actually, that person is also one of Krishna's servants, and their real body is covered with Maya. So I can have a real personal relationship with them when I practice Krishna consciousness, because I'm loving their beloved. I'm learning how to love the person that they actually love.
So whenever I mention God to my dad, he gets very angry. So I don't think he loves God. So I don't know. Maybe he does, but like I don't know.
Very nice. So now you're making some distinctions. That's what the preacher does. He sees, oh, I tried to have a real personal relationship with this person by practicing love of God myself, and then encouraging that person to also practice love of God. And when I tried, they were disturbed. So then the preacher makes a distinction, and that person, the second class devotee, says, oh, I see. He doesn't want to serve God right now because he's covered. So it's kind of like, we blame the conditioning, but we understand that it's a position of the heart. He hasn't yet decided to turn his face towards the Lord in a loving attitude. It's not that he can't, because that's actually who he is, but he's learning to walk, and it's taken him some time. So him and I, we're on different timelines. I had my previous births, and I've been working, or I got some special mercy from the devotees, from something, and I was open to it. Somehow, it was the right time, right place. Krishna arranged it. This person is in that way. So the idea is like this. The preacher thinks everybody has the potential to become a fully ripened fruit. And that fully ripened fruit means they have manifested their eternal, natural, pure love for the Lord. But right now, he's riper. I mean, he's what's the other one? There's ripe and raw, isn't it? He is not ripened, premature. So then if I try to yank him, I'll take the whole branch with me. Then that'll cause some damage. And it may even have like a ripple effect, and I'll disturb that fruit and this fruit. I'm expanding this analogy. You can see that happening? Say there's a bunch of fruits, like say our whole family, they're all fruits on the tree. And they're all, like Maharaj said, usually people stay together in families because they like each other and they like the same things. They respect each other because they're the kinsmen. And they say that blood runs thicker than water. The idea is that, family ties are pretty deeply rooted in the conditioning. What I mean to say is, say I try too much to pull off one of my family members from the tree before they're ripened, right? that I may also somehow damage the tree, and the other fruits that are near that fruit will also be damaged. So sometimes we see that we have to be making distinctions. So we don't, it's not that we don't try. The only way to help somebody is to be practicing love of God ourselves. So then we may mention things in a certain way, but we don't force. We can do a little bit of tricking, though. That tricking means somehow or other, I will help this person serve Krishna against his desire to serve Krishna. Meaning different things, but practically speaking, that means I will let him taste Krishna. He'll think he's tasting, what's your favorite prasadam? Dal and rice. Nice. And so I will give him, he's thinking he's tasting some Indian food. He doesn't know. He'll be tasting Krishna. And he may just like dal and rice. May fit his nature. He says, oh yeah, that's good. I feel energized. And he says, I like it. Well, he doesn't know, but he liked Krishna. So that's a type of a trick. And that's legal in Krishna consciousness. But if he says, hey, don't talk to me about God, what do you, this and that? And we say, no, you have to hear about it, this and that. Krishna says that if you don't surrender, you're a demon. Well, he may not be ready to hear that from us. Not that Krishna didn't say that, but not that we have to be the one at this time to tell him, like that. So personal relationship means that we add Krishna into our life, then we can really love people for who they are. And because we're loving Krishna, who is the source of everyone. So, and without that, without loving Krishna, I'm just loving bodies. So that person's loving my body, but I'm not my body. So he doesn't love me at all. And as soon as my body changes, where's the love? If I become a frog, he says, hey, where did he go? Then I hop away. I'm saying, hey, no, it's me. Don't you love me still? Right? Something like that. So we're just loving bodies right now. Okay. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.